Alright, so this video is gonna be a response to one of the comments that I received after I created this video right here entitled "Can Mittens Beat Our Rat Defense Repertoire?" So if you didn't watch this video, you guys, look at that, you are missing out. The link is in the card above. I think it has just popped up. So in this video, I simply paired Stockfish 15, a chess engine, versus a new bot which is trending by the name Mittens, where I gave Stockfish an instruction to play the rat defense, and it did justice. You need to watch that video and learn one or two things. But one of my dear subscribers was not really happy that I demonstrated this from the engine's perspective. He wanted me to test the rat defense against my fellow human beings, which was a good suggestion, I guess. So this is what this video is all about. This video is better than most of my videos that you guys watch on gambits and traps. This is an instructional video. So if you want to learn something, like really want to learn something, this is the video that you need to watch. Don't skip. So let's get into it. All right. So first of all, avoid the habit of wanting to checkmate your opponent very fast. It doesn't work. And I covered that, by the way, in the video that is already in the card above. You should check it out. So my opponent started with pawn to e4. I played d6. The whole idea was just to play the rat defense. So whenever you see bishop c4, you should be very alert, because in some positions white has queen d5. I covered that in my free mini course. Go and get it on my website, www.casperchess.com. It's a free course, by the way. You get it after you sign up for my free masterclass. So queen f3, that's what he played, thinking I was going to blunder this mate. I was not going to see this checkmate. Avoid making such moves. Just because the name of the game is chess, it doesn't mean that all you have to do is chasing the king or chasing after the king. I don't know. So here I just played knight e5 with an intention of winning the light squared bishop, because technically speaking, bishops are better than knights, especially in the end game, even though it depends on which position you have. But I could have taken if I wanted, but I just developed my knight to f6, attacking the e4 pawn, and now my opponent played pawn to d4. So you can see that another thing that my opponent was lacking was piece coordination. His pieces were not coordinated at all. Look at this. This pawn is not defended. This pawn is just on its own. I'm about to take this light squared bishop. Poor piece coordination. So I took the bishop, and then I took the free pawn. What did I tell you in my free mini course? Most of the times you're going to be finding yourself up a pawn when you're playing the rat defense. That's just how solid it is, though underrated. So my opponent played knight f3, and then I played pawn to d5. Why pawn to d5 of all the moves? I saw the opportunity to gain more space, which is good in chess. When you have that opportunity, grab it. Just gain some more space, limiting your opponent's moves. He played queen e2, and then after pawn to e6, he played knight c3, which is not good, allowing me to double up his pawns along the c file. And now it is certain that he doesn't even have an option of castling long. So b6, but he played bishop g5. Why are you developing pieces on the squares where they can be easily attacked? Bishop g5 just helped me to put my pawn on a more active square, or to develop something which was just sitting. So f6, that's what I played here. He played bishop d2, a zero move, and then I played bishop d6. I was expecting him to castle short so that we can just start playing chess here. And I was just going to castle short, put my rook on e8, and start fighting on the center, push pawn to e5, pop, then continue with my chess. He played g3 for no good reason. I castled short, putting my king to safety. That's what you do in chess. And then what did he do? Bishop f4, giving me one more chance to double up his pawns along the f file. Avoid double pawns in chess. Avoid double pawns. He could have just castled short and continued with his game. So he's just moving the same piece over and over. So there are many other pieces that are not taking part here. So with chess, what you do is, when you don't know what to do, or when you don't have a better continuation in mind, just think of improving your pieces that are not doing anything. For example, this rook is not doing anything. The king must be safe. This rook must come into the game. So that's how you buy time in chess. Start playing other pieces that are not taking part into the game. Maybe your opponent is going to blunder or something like that, and you don't wish to mate your opponent as quickly as possible. No, just take your time, eliminate your opponent's pieces slowly but sure until both of you are only left with pawns or something like that, which is the end game, and then you play your end game, you win your game. Anyways, let me challenge a higher rated opponent and see how he is going to respond to my rat defense. This will be very quick, you guys. Please don't skip this video. You might learn one or two things. Okay, so now let's have a game. Oh, I'm playing against a 2293 rated chess player, e4, d6. So again, I just want to go knight d7 here. Oh, knight c3. That's weird. Can I go pawn to e5? Or maybe knight d7. Knight d7 is the move anyways. I could have also played pawn to e5 there. Okay, so pawn to f4. Let me just play e5 anyways. That's the whole idea, by the way. Knight to f3. Let me just develop my king's knight. So the idea is to go bishop e7. Bishop e7 is fine here because there is no bishop c4. Pawn to d4. Okay, now there is so much tension on the center, as you can see, you guys. I can't even take the pawn on e4. So my pawn on e5 is surely under attack, and I should take on d4, I think. That's what I said in the video that I created on this defense. Because the thing is that there's too much pressure on the center and there's no way I can defend my e5 pawn. So I think taking on d4 is justifiable. Yep. E takes d4, yeah. So attacking the knight, I was expecting that white was going to take with the queen, not with the knight. So knight takes d4 maybe allows me to play knight c5. Yeah, I can play bishop e7 if I want, but how about just going for it? I mean, the pawn on e4 is somewhat weak, so let me go for that. Just putting more pressure on the e4 pawn. I mean, we are not breaking the rules, you guys. At best, I'm also paving way for my light squad bishop. I could have played bishop e7, but this is just how we make plans. We don't memorize moves. So already you can see, you guys, I'm now using my mind. I'm no longer following our opening repertoire for the rat defense, simply because the whole purpose of an opening repertoire is just to give us a solid foundation. You know, something like a guide to follow in order to have a stable middle game. But if your opponent's development is poor, you're supposed to look for combinations and tactics. So now I can knight e4. I could have also played knight e4 if takes. I could have also played knight g4, I think. But knight e4 makes more sense to me. I just want to simplify the game. Remember the concept of KISS, K-I-S-S. Keep it so simple. Bishop c4 comes. I think now I can just play bishop e7. Oh! You know what? It is in such positions where I think of my signature move. Because this bishop is poorly developed, I can go queen h4 check, my signature move, indirectly eyeballing the undefended bishop on c4. Yep, queen h4 check. So that's the signature move that I always talk about, you guys. I like playing this move, and I have a video on this same signature move. The link is in the card above. I think the video has just popped up. You can check it out there. It's a very interesting video you are missing. Oh, okay, so my 2300 rated chess player resigned in 9 moves with the rat. So you can see there were no crazy tactics. This wasn't a gambit, but here I just played chess, just being solid. And because the pressure was just too much at the end of the day, my opponent resigned. But hey, subscribe to this channel if you want to see more beautiful content. And that's the way you encourage me to keep on working harder just for you guys. So thank you so much for watching my video. Bye bye.